started and have a word of prayer and then do our pledges. Our Father, we thank you for this day. Thank you, Lord, for beautiful weather that you've sent our way. We thank you, Lord, for our friends and family, our neighbors, our colleagues. We ask, Lord, that you would bless them and be with them. Thank you for our young men that's come here today to celebrate with us for their accomplishments. And we ask that you would just smile upon them and help them through life, Father. They're very valuable to us as children, and we're so thankful that you've placed them in our presence. I ask for wisdom and knowledge today, that you'd help us to make good decisions. I pray, Lord, for the sick in our community, and those that are afflicted, those that are hurting, those that need help. We just pray you'll send it as you see fit. Now forgive us where we fail, and go with us in all we do. In your name we ask. Amen. All right, we have a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Welcome everybody to our September fiscal court meeting. This is our monthly meeting to take care of the business of the affairs that come before the Jackson County Fiscal Court. This time we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order and have Mr. Duck Moore read the minutes of our previous meeting.
Well, son, I'll do it. Shane Gabbard called the meeting in order. Minutes from July the 20th, 23 were read and approved with a motion by Baker and a second by Vaughn. Shane Gabbard recognized visitor Eric Hubbard with Back Road Appalachia, who presented the road list for the Boone rally. The roads will be temporarily closed on September 23rd due to the rally. Motion by Baker, second by Vaughn. Shane Gabbard recognized visitor Steve Morris, who is the new CVADD liaison. Ruthie Sizemore with the Anvil Parade Committee, who gave a report about the 23 parade. Bobby Markham, who expressed concerns about the road condition. Al Flack representatives who discussed the insurance opportunity. No motion necessary. Shane Gabbard requests to enter into recess to allow review and presented magistrate redistricting map. Motion by Todd, second by Vaughn. Entered the back room in session with a motion by Vaughn and second by Baker. Shane Gabbard presented the magistrate redistricting map boundaries report that was provided with a reapportionment committee. The changes are being done to get a more even representative for each district based off the 20 census population. Motion by Vaughn, second by Baker. Shane Gabbard presented the first reading of the ordinance 2023-08 pertaining to the county reapportionment. Motion by Vaughn, second by Baker. Shane Gabbard presented discretionary, some kind of funds, agreement and resolution for Peter Cave Road. The county has been awarded $195,000 for resurfacing. Motion by Vaughn, second by Todd. Shane Gabbard presented a quote for the lift station repair at the detention center. $33,150 cost will be paid with ARPA funds. Motion by Vaughn to approve, second by Baker. Shane Gabbard presented a quote for the 23 Chevy Tahoe for the Sheriff's Department. $60,195. Cost will be paid with ARPA funds. Motion by Vaughn, second by Todd to purchase. Shane Gabbard discussed creating a 911 center. Board of directors that will govern the 911 center. No motion necessary. Shane Gabbard presented the solid waste report. Motion by Todd to accept, second by Baker. Shane Gabbard requested approval to reappoint the Tourism Commission as follows. Greg Lakes, Chair, Judy Smith, Vice Chair, Catherine Golden, Secretary, Teresa Powell, Treasurer, Kathy Spurlock, Renee Bowman, and Jason Bowman to a 3-year term. Motion by Todd, second by Baker. Shane Gabbard requested approval to purchase a 2017 Chevy Tahoe for the judge's office. $31,106 cost will be paid by the ARPA funds. Motion by Vaughn to approve, second by Todd. Shane Gabbard presented the treasurer's bills and transfers. Motion by Vaughn to accept, second by Baker. Set the next meeting September 14th at 1 o'clock. Motion to adjourn by Vaughn, second by Baker.
All right.
That's a pretty good page.
That's a page two. All right, need a motion to accept the minutes as read. Got a motion? Thank you, gentlemen. We're tickled to death today to have the Jackson County High School golf team with us. These guys did something that is very worthy of some recognition. On August the 28th, these boys competed in a 13th Region All-A Classic and ended up winning. Became the champions. Finished 8th out of all 16 in the All-A State Tournament on September 9th, 23. So we got Michael Summers, Eli Summers, Elijah Thomas, Jackson Lake, Titus Summers, Bryce Cole, Elijah Cook, coaches Tanner Morgan and Eddie Morgan. And the Jackson County boys golf team is sculpting the future leaders and citizens of Jackson County. And whereas the Jackson County boys golf team, hard work and dedication has made them champions of the All-A Classic at the boys golf tournament. The Jackson County Fiscal Court recognizes the accomplishments of this team, and we do commend them. So I therefore now proclaim as the Judge Executive of Jackson County, along with the Jackson County Fiscal Court, Thursday, September 14, 2023, is Jackson County Boys Golf Team Day in Jackson County. We congratulate you on your accomplishments and wish you the best to all your future endeavors. So I got every one of you boys a copy of this you can take back with you. All right, I asked them if they brought the clubs. We might go play around. Come up here, boys. Let's get them. Let's get a
good day, wouldn't it?
Did I leave anybody out?
I don't think so.
All right, good. If I did, let me know, and we'll make sure we get them in on this, all right? Everybody gets a signed copy. We're awful proud of you boys. And also, I need some lessons, because I'm the worst golfer. I'm like, let's see, Clancy, what was his name? Jeff Rowe. I thought a golfer was a small bird.
I may have to get one more back.
Boys won't stand up.
That'll work.
I did mine.
All right,
All
good job.
proud of you, boys. Now, look right here. I bought ice cream. Hey, I made my candy. And I don't care if you eat one of them. Have at it. All right, boys. Have at it. I don't care if you eat one of them, but eat. I drove him around. Boys, you're welcome to stay or you're welcome to go, whatever y'all want to do. We do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And keep swinging, boys. Keep swinging. I'll tell you what's impressive about this is we got a golf team that won the state championship. We don't have a golf course in the county. That takes a lot of dedication and effort. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Hey, Tyler, take that box with you. There you go.
He was going to anyway, wasn't
You
he?
ain't got to tell Tyler twice.
Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. All right, thank you, guys. Awful proud of these boys. They absolutely are making, and I tell you what, they're young. They've got a great future ahead of them right here. We're awful proud of them. All right, next I've got Jody Britton. Jody is our assistant director up at Jackson County 911, and we've got some concerns, I guess, with some equipment up there, and he's been talking to Stuart Walker. And I asked him to come today to speak to the court to kind of give us a little bit of a briefing on what we're looking at with dispatch. And dispatch is exactly what it is. It is our line of communication in emergency situation. It's our lifeline for our police officers and our fire and EMS, and it's very vital to safety in our community. And this system is an elaborate thing. I can't even turn it on. I don't even want to try. I don't, you know, it's not a Cobra 19 CB. I'll tell you that. It's a lot different. But Jody is well educated in this. He spent a lot of time helping to build this system and been with the fiscal court for quite some time. And he can tell you what kind of issues that we're facing and what kind of solutions that maybe we have. So, Jody, you've got the floor, bro. Thank you for coming up today.
Sure, no problem. The first thing I'd like to start out with, I know I talked to Shane about this briefly, but I've got these three topics here y'all can kind of share. You have a whole lot of time to get it. This is something the city of London and Laurel County did. It's regarding their radio frequencies, because they consider the radio network as, of course, it's their property, but it's also considered critical infrastructure in any emergency situation. And they have taken steps to protect their frequencies from just being accessed and used by whoever, whenever. And after talking and after some recent developments with some internet software and some other things that's happened, Stuart, immediately after consulting Stuart, we decided we probably need to look at something like that for Jackson County, because it is your network. I mean, you spend a lot of money. And the possibility of now, especially when radios are getting more and more advanced and can transmit more and more data, the possibility of unauthorized access causing you massive issues is even higher than it was a year ago. And that's why we're looking at that.
Now, there's been an issue, I'll let you talk about it, with the power supplies on the dispatch radio system.
Correct. We have our Zetron. They're a pretty common company. Actually, we had a Zetron console before this, but it was all analog. This is all digital. It's IP based, but it's fed by fiber. That was one of the requirements for Mission Critical way back when. No copper in the building, not supposed to be any coming in, except for the grounding. And we had 3 power supplies fail pretty much in succession, and it took our radios down. For about 3 hours, we were without. And it would have been longer, except Stuart kind of rushed down and fixed it for us, bypassed. We're not perfect, we're working. It's kind of Frankenstein, little bubblegum patch here, but we need a whole new, basically fiber network system and a radio refresh. I don't have much information on cost, but that is coming because it's 8 years old. It's pretty much, you know, he's got power supplies to patch it until we can do something else. But if a card goes bad, we can't replace it. We would just be without and try to use handhelds or mobiles at dispatch.
So what me and Jody discussed is they've got it working, but it's basically a Band-Aid. The power supplies that we have that it went down are obsolete now. Can't get parts.
Find 3, but that's all he can find.
Okay, found 3. All right, so he has found some. But what we're trying to gather is pricing of what is happening and what, you know, a radio refresh would cost us. I know we've had some issues with our radios in the last little while with talking on a lot of these farms still have analog radios, and it'll bleed over. The digital network will bleed over, and they have trouble communicating one back and forth. So ideally, we'd like for everybody to go to digital radios because they're better, they're more clear, and their range is better. Yes. But that's something that will have to be worked into a price. You know, it's nothing that we're looking at buying today. I asked Jody to come just because this is stuff's over my head. These guys, this is what they do, and I want them to be able to address the court on what kind of issues we might be facing with dispatch.
Well, that's one side. If that was our own issue, it'd probably be a little better, but we have a few others that we're working through. One being we're going to have to do a phone refresh. The software we're on is very old. We got it back when we first started that particular system before we moved to the EOC. So it's pretty much outdated. The server's going to be took down within the next bit. We're pretty much the last ones on it. our options would be to either pull off of it completely and just try to use our own IP system, or in that case, you'd have to rent or buy space on a selective router, or we go with some other provider that can get us the modern software and we can continue like we are. But they have plans in place. If we go back with, it's called now called Motorola Airbus. They bought out Airbus. That's their safety side. They got a plan where you can pay like $5,000 down and the rest on your monthly bill. If new player in the game, as far as we're concerned, is Intrado. It's who we used to have back in the day. They had the Viper. They have improved and opened that back up with better software, and they're willing to talk to us about getting that done. I don't know which way to go yet. That's one reason I'm mentioning it. The only thing I can say is Intrado does not have refresh costs, and they're never going to force you to change. Like, we're kind of being pushed to do this from Motorola. That's something I say Intrado will not do.
Okay. So we got some things that dispatch that we're gonna have to be looking at. There's a pot of money that we use, CMRS, that, you know, we're almost at the end of the quarter. We should be getting some more money into that. CSEP might help us with some of the costs, possibly. So we're gonna get the folks together and have them come to the next meeting with folks on what we need to do to get things straightened out. I do appreciate them getting on top of it, getting everything working until we get a better solution.
We do have a dispatch also coming on board with us, and we're trying to work on how to structure that, but that's going to change a lot of things. When you dispatch out a call, the tone will automatically be transmitted over the internet to cell phones, authorized cell phones. And they'll be able to actually hear the audio tone from dispatch and replay if necessary. That's the main feature, but it has many others. Madison County has this, and they really, really like it. It's kind of better than what was out there before, which was Zello, which if we do go back with something like Zello, we probably want to look at Tango Tango. It's more secure. Zello was kind of the Wild West. It's a Chinese company, so they do whatever they want to.
Okay.
Let's get some options and see what we agree on and see what we can afford.
There it is
Time
working.
comes, so. That CSEP, it should be running out pretty soon, yeah.
It's about to the end of the grant.
I think so.
They're shutting down they're done with the chemical destruction down there. So I've got to go to a meeting in there next month on that. But that phase is leaving. So when that phase leaves, CSEP will probably take a big step back.
I would imagine.
CSEP basically built that EOC, that's where it came from, the grant on that, so, yeah. Jody, thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
I got a question for you. Election's coming up. We've got 7 precincts that'll be open. What if the electric went out? We're having so many storms and things lately. Is there enough generators? Do we have 7 or more?
I'm not sure how many are functioning.
That's
Because
that's
kinda outside
something y'all need to look at though, because if the electric goes off countywide,
Yeah.
our election system is shut down.
We've got,
Jamie may know for
It probably
sure.
does.
Yeah.
I haven't communicated with them recently on such things. We kind of have contingency plans. But like EMS has our own, so we're not going to be getting one of theirs to use. And they used to have, I think, at least 10 of the
I was
Honda
thinking
generators.
he had quite a few, but I need to check, or you, if you don't care, ask him.
I can sure do it.
If he's got at least 7, that's how many precincts we'll have.
I think they were maintaining them, so they've been kind of sort of taking them offline and taking them, getting stuff
Yeah.
fixed. And so
But
hopefully
that's
they have
very
them all.
important. If we lost our electric, we can't vote no more.
Right.
But with those generators, we can have them there in just a few minutes, fired back up and ready to go.
I will definitely look into that.
I'm always thinking ahead, buddy.
You have to.
You have to, or you'll always be behind. Okay, that's all.
Okay.
thank you, Jody.
Thank you.
Moving in, the agenda, judge's report.
Smart, ain't
Jackson County Fire, another great success. Had the biggest crowds we've had, and plus more vendors than I can remember in time past. And the parade, the atmosphere, the entertainment, the weather were all great. We had Jackson County All-Star softball team. The girls softball team is the grand marshal of the parade this year. They won back-to-back state championships, and our community is very proud of them. I can't begin to thank enough our sponsors, first responders, Jackson County Fire Board, as well as our citizens enough for who have made again the county's biggest celebration a huge success. And also today I'm talking about the next generation of leaders in Jackson County and how they're making their mark on the blueprint of success in our state. And today we recognize the group of young men that are doing just that. And this high school boys golf team that won the 13th Region All-A tournament is a great accomplishment for our young golf team. One thing that makes it even more special is the fact that they don't have a golf course. That means it's taking even more effort to practice and fine-tune their game. I've tried golf and I'm the worst golfer that's ever played. It takes a lot of skill and effort, and these boys possess it, so congratulations to them and the coaches. I'm proud of what you've done and what you continue to do. And lastly, there's one thing that I've learned and continue to learn, that serving the citizens of Jackson County is success is more than a building, it's more than a development, finances, jobs, recreation, economy, or population. Yes, these things are important factors in the equation of success, and we're working every day to improve each one of these resources. However, I believe the greatest attribute of success is attitude. It's not so much how we can grow and become better, but more of do we want to do our part in society to make our home a better place to be. See, attitude's everything, not just in life, but in society too. May we all have a good attitude towards our community and each one that lives therein. So I'm awful thankful for where we live at, wonderful people that make up Jackson County. District report, Danny, District 1.
We finally got one tractor fixed, mowing a little.
Get it going?
Put some tile
Good deal. Dale, District 2.
But same as usual, everything's going pretty good. Believe it or not, we're preparing, getting ready to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, well, it's right around the corner.
What are we gonna do about the building up there,
How far along are they on it?
Zero.
They ain't got,
They poured the concrete a little bit.
I haven't talked to him since they started the concrete. I know he hadn't been in, so I wondered if he had been back on the job up there yet.
Huh?
Yeah.
You need to.
I'll give
Stop
him-
by and look at it.
I'll give him a call. All right, Garden, District 3.
We just mowing, trying to fill up a few potholes. We just ain't got the help get no big lot done.
Yeah.
We're doing the best we can.
Doing fine. Let's see, a sheriff this week is out of training in Owensboro. He'll be back probably tomorrow. Jail report, Brian.
Believe it or not, I'm gonna be brief. Got a nagging cough, so I'm.
And he's the preacher.
And I'm a preacher. Like I said last month, we're holding for Madison also, and they're paying us $35 a day, just like the state inmates, so that's helped us a whole lot. The best thing with that, they give you in trouble, they got any medical problems, it's all on Madison, so. I think we brought in about 97,000 this month. Our GED classes are doing really good, and also the DOC classes. I'm super proud of those things. Still mowing. We've got a good relationship with Marion County. When those inmates finish their SAP program, we get the first shot at all of them. So, and right now, a lot of jails scrambling to find state inmates, believe that or not. But every time they graduate, 4 or 5, they offer us first, and we got to pick and choose from them. So that's a big asset to us. Still mowing, doing those outside jobs. That's about it.
All right.
I'd like to add, I'd like to thank Bradley, we sent the inmates and put them over in the guardrails.
Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that. Next on the list is to update our electrical inspectors list and the pay scales. We have 2 electrical inspectors in the county that are operating as licensed inspectors. And number 1 on the list is Brett Williams, number 2 is Wes Hacker, and they're both here today. Thank you, gentlemen. And we have a fees list before us that is proposed for the electrical contract fees in fiscal court by KRS is required to set the fees. And this list is this is what you all recommend, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so permit fees $25. A single, and two-family roof wire inspection per unit is $100. All these inspections are basically apartment roof, single family inspection, temporary service construction, all the way down to re-inspection down due to tear down is $100 and $50 each additional unit inspection for apartments. Then commercial and industrial buildings and all solar installers, and I bet there's getting to be quite a bit of them today, ain't there?
Well, a lot, I
Yeah.
mean, but it's slowed down a little bit. But
Okay.
there's still quite a few people doing solar.
Right, okay. So they, from anywhere that those buildings are 0 to $24,999 is $250 for fees. Anywhere from 25,000 to $199,999 is 2% of the electrical contract. 200 to $1 shy of 500,000 is 1.9. 500,000 to $1 million is 1.5. 1 million and greater is 1.25. So that's the fees that they agreed to spur, and that's you know, I mean, that looks fair to me. You all got any comments on that?
No, it ain't changing much from what it was before,
No.
so,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. Motion.
Second.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you coming. These two guys are the only two I know that are certified electrical inspectors. We're the ones that got them on the list, so we'll send this updated list to Jackson Area.
Yeah, I think it's Brooke Benz that takes care of that now.
Brooke does.
Brooke.
All right.
I think
Thank
it-
you, gentlemen. Thank you. Next is to buy out the enterprise lease on the 3 road department 2019 2,500 trucks. Amanda got us a price to buy those out, all 3 trucks. This is the total price, $22,200. Those trucks, I believe, we just need to keep with us, ever since everything else we got's basically tore up. But, what's y'all's thoughts on that?
I don't think you can find trucks for what we,
No way.
Yeah, buy one for that,
No.
no,
they ain't got no miles on them. I think the one's got 25,000. One's got less than that. And there's, I think we would be better off just buy the lease out rather than taking them to sale and selling them and buying more. I mean, you know, so it lasts for years, I think.
Okay.
So I think it'd be cheapest and best
Make
way
that in
out.
the form of a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. A termite control agreement for the PVA building in the old jail. Unfortunately, we have drained unwanted company in the form of termites in the old jail and the PVA building. Our termite control service, our spraying service, and pest control, they spray our courthouse, our jail, all of our county-owned buildings that we maintain. We're in a contract with Best Termite and Pest Control, and they've given me a quote. They do a 10-year renewable retreat guarantee. So they come in and they spray that building, and they spray the PVA building, and then they keep treating it till all the termites are gone. And it's Perimeter Plus is what they use, and it's got a 10-year guarantee. So after they get all the termites killed out, they guarantee this for 10 years. So after that, you know, we can renew for $120 a year. But the initial treatment where they have to go in, they have to drill, and they have to inspect, and they're going through slabs of concrete and everything else, is $120. The initial fee is $2,400. Now, after that, 10 years, it's $120 annually. And so they'll be treating and inspecting, and it's guaranteed for 10 years. Amanda, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the thing that we have to do is remove all the debris out of that floor of that old jail in there, which I think we can get the inmates to help us with. We can set us an open top there and clean all that out, because they're gonna have to be able to get in there to make sure they get it all treated. And then Bobby will have to move out of his office as PVA, whatever they require for him to move. But the initial cost to get everything where the termites are killed out is $2,400, and After that, it'll be $120 a year, but it's a 10-year guarantee that you're not getting any termites back. If they do, they come back and evaluate again at us at no cost. That's $2,400 is what we'd have to pay them to do this. Any thoughts on that?
I guess, feel that it needs to be done.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got them over there.
Yeah, they're over there.
Plenty of them,
Yeah, yeah, they moved right in.
With the grant project too, that'll have to be done.
That's right.
Yeah, I
Didn't
think so.
we-
Yeah,
We used to have somebody come once a month and do that,
You know, they spray BVA, but I don't know that they've ever really sprayed the old gel since it's not been,
since it's not been occupied.
yeah, they just, they basically treat the occupied buildings where we got that big, business incubator grant that's gonna be working on that. We're gonna have to take care of it, and they'll have to be killed out before they ever get started.
Right. Motion.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
What was the name of that company again?
That's Best Termite and Pest Control, Best, B-E-S-T, yep. We hope they do the best job ever will. Open local emergency planning committee bank account. This is something that is, we're trying to get some, correct me if I'm wrong, Linda, but
it's basically trying to get us compliant with Kentucky Emergency Management.
Yeah.
We've not been compliant in a few years, and so it's just a step to get compliant.
sort of like what they,
Brody said that it was required.
yeah, there's some money through emergency management that we ain't been able to get, and this is one step towards it, that if we get it, this will be the bank account that it will go in. And since CSEP's going away, we're gonna need every dime we can get to help run that dispatch. So,
I think the EM budget usually just runs a little over $13,000 a year. I mean, it's not big money, but
yeah.
it's something.
So it's gonna be called it's gonna be called the Local Emergency Planning Committee Bank Account. And, basically it'll be a bank account right with our, rest of our accounts, and you'll get a statement on it in here just like you do every month on the bills and transfers. You'll see what bills are paid out of it, and this and that, and bank statements and everything. So, any thoughts on that?
If it's what you need to do.
Okay,
Motion.
all right.
Second.
All right, these two bills and transfers, I didn't see anything that was unusual. We did get our, flex and that old discretionary back. It did come back in, so you'll see some blacktop bills in there.
So you're talking about that shed, is it not done? I mean, well,
All they got there is concrete poured in it. I'd just like for you to look at it. All of that, I've never seen nothing done like this before.
so,
He's building it bigger, ain't he, than what it originally was.
But he went at it wrong, but it hits the roof. I mean, it don't matter about the concrete being there.
Right.
But I just don't know how they're gonna build a building.
What's the poster top of concrete?
Ain't got no way to set it. On top. They went at it wrong, I mean, to build. Just look it over, all of it, look it over, and then you'll see kind of what I'm talking about.
Okay,
That's
drive
all.
up and check it out.
Because we need that done here in the next 30, 40 days.
Yeah, but it won't be long, the snow will be flying.
No-
We haven't spread line. We're about to do a bad winter, unfortunately.
They've been at it 40 days,
Thank
what
you.
little bit they done.
It's about time.
You got to take that in consideration. You look at it, you got a opinion, how you would build it now, the way they get it laid out.
should try to ditch it up.
Tractor just now got it fixed up. Month got the tree down far behind, and we ain't gonna do nothing yet.
What kind of decision you gonna make on this road department, because I mean, we ain't gonna employ another, and we're gonna be less on it than, very short.
Yeah, we're about to get in the bind.
We're fixing to get.
Motion on the bills this morning.
Okay. All right. I don't know, we just say you've got 3 men up there, right?
I'm pretty sure one of them.
Garvin's got 2 men. Garvin's got 2 men. Dale's got 3.
Well, we went from 12
Down to 8,
12 to 8, so we're 4 men short total,
and short one.
which ain't no real big deal, but, you know, come wintertime, it's a little bigger problem.
Yeah, it's hard when you're trying to get road cleaned off, you know? You ain't got that many men.
Yeah, so, you know, Garvin's got 2 guys who have to help each other out a little bit to figure out who wants to work, you know?
It's just a job to come up, and especially for the CDL license.
Yeah, CDL license drivers, most of them already working somewhere. So they can all face them much better than what we can afford to pay, you know? It makes it hard. Yeah. All right, any other comments, announcements? All right, next scheduled meeting is October 12th, 2023. Need motion to adjourn.
Hey, wait a minute, hey, up here, forgot me. I'm sitting back there, you come back here just to listen.
Oh, yeah.
I got some more things I gotta talk about.
Yeah.
This was your cue, Bobby.
I didn't see you wave your hand, Bobby. I was looking at this
Yeah,
paper.
yeah, I got a lot more, signatures on that, petition back at the roads fixed back in here.
Mhm.
And also, I've talked to, Roger Boland. He's been, fixed that road all the way back from the Queen Cemetery. He's been out there for almost a year now. He did grade the roads down and everything, and, the agreement, he said that, once he got done logging, he would fix the road and the county would put the, gravel down on it. Well, he's been out there for a year and there's no been gravel put down on that road to that cemetery.
Yeah.
And the way tourism and people's back in there, that's also gonna be a good road to have in case of emergency. You got access to the creek back in there to, you know, where you can get emergency vehicles quicker down there if need to be.
Yeah.
Also, I drove on, Peters Cave Road. How long is that road that you're blacktopping over there?
The Peter Cave Road,
Yes.
it's about, what is it, Dave?
About 3 miles, I'd say, 2.5.
2.5, something like that.
Okay, but I noticed that it's bush hog, but I've asked about bush hog in the roads back in there, and they've still not been. I've seen them come by with the arm there going down Lakes Creek Hill, and I don't know if the road was tore up that day.
It tore up that day.
But, I know you got more than one tractor. I know because over there, you know, if you got another tractor, it'd be great to have them bush hog because they've not been bush hog over in there at all this year.
It has done.
I mean-
You're wrong on that now. It has been mowed one time all
I mean, the
over.
weeds are like this high.
I know it is like that everywhere.
But
You
anyway.
are wrong on that.
I didn't know if you could be able to get another tractor from another district to be able to come and do those things, you know, because that is the county's property and is a responsibility.
We've had time to keep, I've got a quote for some new tractors down there, but I was waiting for another to come in, because you want to compare quotes, you don't want to just go first and get, you know.
Mhm.
I was trying to get another quote before we tore them out. I still haven't heard Danny from Campton yet. I need to call that boy, I guess, but.
You know, the county's getting, the sheriff's getting a new truck, the county, you're getting a new truck and everything. All this money, there's nothing been spent on them roads, and it's been over 3 years. They've logged back in there for, I'd say, close to 10 years. The logging's about done. It's pretty much done.
Yeah.
And, really, the funds should have been set back for when it was done to have that roads fixed. Because they're really bad. Winter's coming on, like you're saying, they're just gonna keep getting worse.
Yeah, that's one thing we was waiting on was them to get done logging, because you know how it is when you got logs rolling across the road there, you hate to spend a whole lot of money on something till they get done, because then you just have to go back in Band-Aid, you
Well,
know?
yeah, but it just keeps getting worse, just like, he got done back in there where the McQueen Cemetery is. It's
Yeah.
been a year and there's still not been no gravel put down. I drive back in there because I go back in there where they log, I get firewood.
Yeah.
And the roads just keep getting worse and worse with no gravel. Because
Yeah.
there's been a lot of people traveling on four-wheelers, stuff back through there all the time because they're coming in and off the creek, you know, going around through the Ball Rock and different places.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of traveling back in there. And it's, then if nothing gets, you know, if nothing gets done, it's just gonna keep worse and it just costs more later on.
Yeah.
But, and that, you know, that's something, you know, I'm trying to represent them people because it seems like everybody I talk to is needing roads fixed and nobody, you know, I try to get as many people come here as I can, but nobody wants to stand up with me, you know?
Yeah.
But they tell me all these things and, you know how it is.
Yeah.
But, another thing is, I need to get up with you with tourism, with Greg, because I'm still on that one issue we talked about the, how that we've been done with discrimination, because when this started, I've only seen Mr. Aikman one time at a tourism meeting, and you know their story, but I gotta get with you and Greg on that, because I'm filing taxes this year, and I need to get this done, because I'm trying to start a business that's gonna be back there for my grandkids and grids and people on the generations to come. And that's because I ain't gonna be here forever, and I hope to leave something better when I'm gone than when I came in.
That's good, yeah.
And,
Okay.
but, I gotta get a date for you and Greg to sit down and talk about that.
Yeah.
Because that's a big issue, and I've had 7 different weekends that I've had, music playing at different events there, and where he's only had one weekend
Yeah.
a year. And, we really try to put out and bring people into this county. I travel out of the county a lot, we
Yeah.
both do, to bring people in.
That's
And
good.
I've had different people come in and say, they went through Spring Bean, they came to my festival here, and like they said, I had twice as people as Spring Bean had this year.
That's good, that's good.
But, you know, I'm trying to boost Foxtown Boulders. I'm working with, talking to the Forest Service on that stuff and everything now also. He
Yeah.
called me yesterday.
Did they call you?
Huh?
Did they finally call you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I haven't
good.
got back to him. I was working the time I got in last night.
Yeah.
It was on the answer machine.
Right, right.
But yeah, I was kind of really concerned about that. I'll give you the rest of these names.
Sure,
That was
yeah.
on this petition
That'd be good.
to get these roads fixed back there. Because a lot of people just feel like they've been neglected for
Yeah.
years and years and years.
Hey, that's fine, that's fine. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, anything else? All right, need motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Okay. All right, next, meeting is October the 12th, 2023. Y'all have a good evening.